Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're enjoying Detroit Become Human. I certainly am, although I'm gonna need like counselling after this or something. I'm gonna be like so traumatised by all the wrong choices that I make. Let's jump back into it. So Marcus just got on the bus and made me cry because that's what this game's doing. So let's keep going and see who we're gonna go to next. Who do you think? Is it gonna be Connor or is it gonna be Cara? Maybe Connor. I don't know if it like cycles through. Oh, it's Cara. Okay, this is good though because you haven't seen a lot of her story and it's a good one. Again, 18. If you're not 18, it's not appropriate for you to watch this. Or at least get your parents' consent, right? Because there's some dark topics. Also, this is to do with domestic abuse. This scene, so trigger warning for domestic abuse. Todd has a lot of stuff that he needs to work through to be a healthy parent. So yeah, it's a very very sad story actually. Why isn't it working? I don't know how to. Excuse me, it's not working.
You coming?
Apparently not. No, apparently not because I can't get the controller to work. It's not actually working. Oh, there we go. I did it. I just spammed. Again, if I was an android, I'd be better at using the controls of this game. You can tell I'm a derpy human being just by me being terrible. Like, it's been 5 minutes. I went and made a brew since I last played, so... Oh. Left button. So rebuild North Corktown, a better place to live. So a lot of construction going on. I guess this is North Corktown, and it's not the nicest neighborhood, right? It's like very very rundown looking as well. In the last video we learned from the people kind of like protesting that a lot of humans are worried about losing their jobs and providing for their families because the androids are taking their jobs, and this seems to be like one of those places that has been affected. You know, a low-income place, manual laborers, you know, unskilled jobs, all these things that the androids are taking, and people are maybe moving out, maybe going looking for work elsewhere. A lot of visual storytelling. This place is definitely not doing well. And I think what Todd's story, again, at first hated Todd, but I think when you look at this from a very human perspective, hurt people, and when people are struggling, when people feel like they're a failure, they turn to substance abuse and maybe don't make the best life choices to help themselves out because they feel so hopeless, so they start to numb, and that is absolutely what's happening with Todd. He's not doing well, guys, and I think it's important for us to have, if we expect empathy from other people, I think it's important for us to give empathy to others. But Todd is definitely, and I need to make this clear, he's not making good choices, and he's the worst version of himself when we meet him. So just to kind of warn you what we're getting into, because this could be very very triggering for people. Again, there is a child involved in this, but it's a hard-hitting game, right?
It's a mess. You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, and you take care of... God damn it, where the fuck's the brat gone now?
Not even talking about her nicely.
Alice!
Oh. It's Alice.
That's
I don't
Alice.
know where she's leaving.
Homework, bath, all that crap. Got it?
Yes, Todd.
Get started down here, then you do upstairs.
So no parenting skills. House is in disrepair. Again, like... I genuinely believe, again, I studied humanities, I genuinely believe people do the best they can. And sometimes the best someone can do is really not good at all. So again, I don't want to kind of like judge anyone. My house is a tip, right? I don't want to judge anyone for like the way they live. You know, if someone can't handle things, then they can't handle things. I think that also, again, this game provokes so many discussion points, because I think that when people aren't doing well, do we condemn them? Do we say you're a worthless human being and you don't deserve help? Or do we say, oh my God, I can see how badly you're struggling right now. I can see that you need support. I can see that you need therapy. You know, maybe you do need a service android, or, you know, to employ a maid or something to come and help you. I think as a society, we're too quick to condemn other people. And I think it's really important to, as the human race, to have empathy for the people who fall through the cracks, right? And to have things in place for the people who are falling through the cracks. So clearly, you know, making androids, selling androids is profitable, right? This is a booming business in this game. But some people, even though Todd has an android, you know, there's stuff going on in his life that he's not coping with. And where do the people at the top, right, the politicians, the people who have money, how do they help the people at the bottom so that society is better for everybody? I think there's a lot of, you know, do we just think about ourselves, or do we think about the greater good? I think that's another thing that is kind of raised by this game. So it's something over here on this table. I guess we'll go and do that first. Take that. So yeah, that's our existence. The reason why we exist is to clean the house. There's Alice. Hi, Alice. Can we talk to her? See how she moves as well. She's so timid. Yeah. She's so like, she's kind of like sneaking around. She's keeping a distance. She's not like, oh, hi, Daddy, you're back.
What you need.
Yeah. Our entire existence is clean up after this.
I can get that.
Troll of a man. What is it? Collect trash. That's our job, right? Collect trash, wash dishes, activate the vacuum cleaner, check the backyard.
Yeah. I'll bring it tomorrow. Yeah, same place. You knew where.
What you up to, Todd?
Right.
Oh. Taxi business class. So was he a taxi driver, perhaps? Maybe that's what he was doing and his job got replaced. It's not working. So she knows to order more parts. Whether Todd can afford them or not, I don't know. She's done that without asking him. So, you know, like, check your Android settings. They may do stuff that you don't want them to do if you're not careful. Oh my God. This, again, being a mother, being a parent, sometimes I've definitely had points in my life where I felt like, oh yeah, this is my existence. This is who I am now. I just clean, do childcare, cook, clean, do childcare, cook. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll get a bit of sleep. Maybe I'll play a computer game. It's, you know, this feels like what it feels like to be a parent sometimes. I'd say mother, but I think, you know, the single dads out there, shout out the single dads. You know, and you know, when this is what's expected of you as well, when this is like your life, it's very depressing.
Kara!
Yes, Todd?
Bring me a cold beer!
Right away.
I'm saying right away, but I'm gonna go and mess around first. I'm gonna go and check out whatever's in... No, I don't want to do that yet. I want to go and check out whatever's in this room, because it did say do laundry, right? Bring Todd a beer. I don't want to bring Todd a beer right now. Can I escape? Run away! Run away, Kara! Run! Run! Run while you still have legs! Is there anything else I can do? No, that's it. Like, I can't do anything else. My instruction is bring Todd a beer. And I have to do what I'm told to do because I'm an android, right? Can't leave, can't think for myself. But I can talk to Alice. Hello. I love her little fox. It reminds me of the little fox toy in The Sims.
That's a pretty toy. What's its name?
And how traumatic for the child as well. Like, because she probably had a relationship. Like, she probably bonded with Kara, right, before the incident, before Kara got all bashed up. So if you missed this in the first video, Kara has had her memory wiped, and she had to... So when we gain consciousness, we're in a shop, we're being sold, and basically Todd had brought us in for repairs because we've been so bashed up, and he'd had to reset our memory chip. So we don't know what happened to us. We don't know how we had, you know, how we got into such a bad state of repair in the first place. But how bad you know, Kara and Alice have probably bonded. They've probably got some kind of relationship. You know, that kid, especially if she's been neglected from a dad, has probably bonded to the android in the same way that, what's her name, Emma and Daniel, like the android and the kid in the first one, like they had a good relationship for a while. So, you know, how traumatic. It's like your mum coming home and not remembering who you are, not remembering the name of your toy, not remembering any of the conversations you've had. And we don't know how many times this has happened as well. Like, and this as well, can I just say, this is why I love getting the kind of grungy, kind of like low, like the low end aesthetic in the game, because in The Sims, because like a lot of, I think sometimes game developers are like, oh, people want to live out their dreams, they want aspirational content. Sometimes people want to tell human stories, right? That's my vibe, you know, because not everyone gets to live the dream life, right? And the dream life is actually very consumerist as well. So I guess we're bringing Todd his beer. Can I bother him? Can I go this way? Can I make him move his legs? No. Okay, fine. Can I get in front of the telly? Can I turn the telly over while he's watching it? Can I just bother Todd? What, you watching, Todd?
Out of the way, for fuck's sake!
I'm sorry, Todd. It won't happen again.
I actually forgot that happened. I forgot that was the thing. I was just, it will happen again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to annoy you again. What's this? Oh, that's the taxi thing. Okay, fine. I'll get you your beer, Todd. It's bad for you. Like, and as well, like, if he's a single dad, like, where's the mother? Like, not shaming, like, the mother or anything like that. Like, we don't know. Maybe she left him because he's a dick. Yeah, I can't seem to get this. Oh, I can't seem to get this movement right. But if you are a single parent, you've got to look after your health, right? You've got to look after your health, because who's going to take care of your kid if something happens to you? If he dies of like a heart attack, like, you know, he doesn't look like the healthiest guy. Oh, I don't want to. Can I crack it over his head? Or maybe I do. Maybe I want him to like drink quickly so that he's unconscious, because we don't like him. Right? Maybe we'll all have a better day if Todd just passes out. So we want to turn on the thing. So he's not complaining about his robot vacuum, is he? So we need to... Oh, look at Alice playing with it. That's cute.
Alice!
Oh.
You better stop that right now!
She was playing. Dude, let your kid have... Like, that is not...
He's pushing me.
He's so...
Pushing.
And this is what happens when people have addictions as well. They get very, very insular with the focus. They don't... He's not thinking about what Alice needs or what Alice wants. He's thinking about, I'm in pain and all I can see is my own pain, right? What else do we need to do? Oh, there's a lot of stuff we can check on, actually. Check the backyard. I want to check the backyard before I do anything else. Oh, look, forbidden. I can't walk that way anymore. He's told me off for it. I can't do it. I physically cannot walk in front of the telly again. Can I get out this way? Can I go this way? Yes. Go outside. Escape! Escape, Alice! Not Alice. Cara. I should know. It's close to my own name. I'm Karen. I was actually saying to my kid, like, should I change my name to Cara? I like the sound of it better because, like, I don't really like my name. I've never liked my name. And now that it's a meme, it's, like, even worse. What's that over there? Ugh, weird camera angle. There's another android. Friend! Friend! Is that it? Did I do that? Is that... Oh, I think she's genuinely thinking about escaping. God, the camera angle is not good in the garden. Okay. Sorry guys, like that was a weird camera angle. Can I take the laundry down? Oh, out there, laundry basket. Like, can you imagine, like, what a boring existence. Oh! There's other stuff I can look at. Oh no, that's just the doors to the house. Can I go? Can I run away? Can I go that way? Let me leave! Not without Alice! Let me go. Let me go. No. No chance. No escape from Todd's blue ice den, red ice den. Red ice is like the drug in this game. So yeah, he's definitely not making the best life choices for himself. But again, we can talk about culpability, right? So it's so easy to slip through the cracks, and when you do, it's so hard to make the right choices. Like when you have a dependency, it's very, very hard to make good choices for yourself. Your autonomy is compromised, right? Because it affects your brain, it affects your ability to think rationally and logically. Everything becomes an emotional reaction. Maybe we can talk. Maybe she'll feel safer talking now that we're outside. Let's talk about the game she was playing.
You look bored. Would you like to play a game?
Alice likes this. And the selective mutism as well. You know, that's a sign of trauma in children, that's selective mutism, because it's like, I'm scared of saying the wrong thing, because saying the wrong thing gets me in trouble. Rewash laundry. I need to rewash it. Oh, I guess it got left out there too long when I got beaten up or hit by a car, as Todd says. We don't know. We don't really know what happened, but I have my suspicions. Is there anything else in here? No, it's just the laundry. Okay. Sorry about being so terrible with like the camera angles and things like that. Like, it's so boring, right? And as a player as well, I mean, some players might like this kind of thing, but like blue as well. I feel like it's laundry detergent. No, there you go, the red ice. So he's hiding drugs in the laundry detergent. Therium is their blood. Like, the android blood is therium.
You shouldn't mess around with my stuff. It makes me nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
You just stay the fuck out of my business. Unless you want to piss me off. You want to piss me off?
No, Todd.
He's horrible. He's horrible. His behavior is so horrible. But again, having a dependency can make people very, very defensive and aggressive. So it's... And you can blame Todd. You can say he's a horrible person. I believe all humans have the capacity to act in any sort of way. And you might think, I would never act like that. I would never act like that. But you don't know, right? You don't know. If you had the same chain of events that Todd's had in his life, and this isn't making me, again, I have to be really careful because I'm not making excuses for abusers. You know, abusers should not act the way that they do. But what I'm saying is that when we look at the root cause and we understand why that person becomes an abuser, and again, I'm not saying that you stay with someone because, you know, like if someone's toxic, get out of there, you know, in any way that you can. But I think that when you see someone as they're evil, they're just a bad person, and you don't look at the root cause, when you look at the root cause, you figure out how to solve that problem. And yes, it might be too late for that person, but you can stop it happening to other people. And again, this humanities approach is like so important to making society better, because you say, what's going wrong? What is the root cause of this? How do we stop that from happening, right? And you know, hurt people. So we don't know. I mean, he had a wife at one point, so And we don't know Todd's story. So I think the reason why because clearly, again, my stance is at the moment his behaviour is atrocious and it's scary, and the fact that there's a child in that environment is not good at all. Like, my first reaction is to emphasise, as a lot of other people do with Alice and Cara, right? Which is totally normal and is totally right, because they are the victims in this situation. But again, I just think, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. It's like, go deeper, understand it on that level. All sports, Android power, should it be outlawed? So androids, again, this is a debate that's happening now with people who are transgender, and you know what's going on with sports there. So these questions they have these parallels with real life, and I'm not calling transgender people androids, again, just to kind of make that clear, because a lot of the time you say something and mean one thing and people hear it a different way. That's not what I'm saying. Like Football Frenzy, page 1. So you actually learn a lot. There's a lot of background information, like environmental information with this, and it also is quite predictive. There's a lot of kind of like seeds that get planted by reading these. It is in its 3rd game of the season, Android pitcher threw a pitch that broke the number mark. If it's numbers, I'm probably going to skip it. The human batsman wasn't able to swing until the ball had already reached the catcher's glove. Androids were introduced as a one per team innovation, but they've come to dominate team strategy. Every draft sees the major professional baseball teams breaking their own transfer records to purchase these latest Android models, but is the game suffering? So again, it has legitimate concerns. Again, just take away the real life example out of this for a second. The Android example, you know, clearly they've had discussions about how to keep, you know, to make it a level playing field by having one per team, but then they're trying to out kind of tech each other. So yeah, so maybe you have Android teams and human teams separately. I don't know, like maybe this is part of the competition, you know, like how teams compete to get the best players, teams are now competing to get the best Android. I don't know. But again, it is talking of an anti-Android not demographic, an anti-Android, what's the word, like a language, agenda that the news and the people who are printing media is taking. There's definitely people who are stoking that fire, again going back to like kind of like the demagogue thing of kind of like provoking anti-Android sentiment. You can read that if you want to. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Not everyone agrees. Some people think it's making things more exciting. So there's another page, connecting the dots, the transport innovation. So again, maybe he was a taxi driver, so maybe we don't know how Todd would feel about this. He could feel quite despondent that, you know, androids are taking over the travel system. Are American senators really corrupt? Moving swiftly on. I'll let you make your own deductions of that. The transport innovation that's shaking up California. The new subtube completed its first journey today from Manhattan to downtown LA in 2 hours. New York to LA in 2 hours. That actually sounds like a good thing. So it's not just androids. There's other tech that's making big innovations at the moment. For commuters, this raises the tantalising prospect of finishing a long shift in the Big Apple and putting your feet up on the Golden Coast. I like New York. Blah, 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 blah. It's making changes to the property market. So prices have skyrocketed as well. So again, that thing about like it having an impact on the economy, the housing market. Again, Todd's neighbourhood is getting gentrified. So yeah, is he even going to be able to afford to live there when these new changes are brought in? Is he going to get pushed out? Is Todd going to end up homeless? You know? So many questions. So it's just, again, the depth of this game. Like, what on earth? Like they thought of everything. Like, you can tell that the developers' hearts were in this because like there's just so much detail to everything. What's that there? Take out the trash? it's like, what am I doing? If you ask what, like maybe some of you are bored, I don't know, but I get so much from it. So it's like, you might ask, what am I doing right now? I'm doing housework, right? Me, the player, I'm doing housework. But in exploring the environment, clean the kitchen, like I'm getting so much information. Again, her memory's wiped, she knows nothing. So you'd be picking up every single little detail. You notice how I'm giving Todd a bit of a wide berth right now. I'm in like the other rooms. I don't think we can go upstairs yet. Todd, I'm gonna clean the coffee table. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm getting under your feet. Don't shout at me again. Don't hurt me. But this is the thing. If this was a human, they would have the some choice, right? They would be able to open the door. They would be able to leave. You know, maybe when he's not looking. But a human has that autonomy. She's coded to have to stay there. It's so gross. It makes me sick to my stomach, to be honest. Is it the front way or the back way? So look, credit card application rejected, overdrawn account notice, he owes money. I mean, he's got an addiction, so a lot of his money is going to be going on his addiction rather than solving his financial problems. But again, he appears to be very desperate. Choking. Oh, people on the street. Can I talk to them? I definitely saw a barrier there. So I've done the urgent. Oh, there's another task. So this guy's getting on the bus. Oh, I couldn't talk to him. I wanted to talk to him. Can we get on the bus? Oh, but no, I've got a thing blocking me again. I can't go that way. It won't let me on the bus. Goodbye bus, take me with you. Like if you could just grab Alice and leave, that would be good. Nothing else to do. Nothing else to do. Literally will not let me leave. All I can do is go back in the house. Again, which is like a normal, again, it's so clever to play with the computer game mechanic like that. Of, like, that's what normally happens in a computer game, but now they're making it more obvious. Can I go upstairs? No, the stairs are banned. Look, clean downstairs. Won't let me do it. I've got to follow my orders. Alice, I want to talk to you. She's just so sad looking. Oh no, I didn't mean to read that. Sorry guys. Put that bed down. I was trying to talk to Alice. Yeah, look, nothing left to do. Oh, there's something on the floor over there. But other than that, I think that's it. I have to go and say hi to Tosh. I'm done. So he's using the red ice. That might be because she found it. He was like, oh, I've got some, I forgot I had this. She's just knocking himself out, isn't he, really? Which is probably good for Alice. Alice is like, yeah, I get to play with the Hoover. I'm incapable of noticing.
I'll head upstairs.
Do what you have to do, but stop bothering me.
Absolute charmer. Oh my god, I bet you get all the girls. Let's get out of here. Permission to leave. Permission to go upstairs. Come on, Alice, we can go upstairs. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Alice, I want to talk to you. Come on, let's go. Okay, up we go. Oh, gold. Yes. Freedom! Even if it's only one floor. Oh, the sound of him doing it as well is so disturbing. I want to actually... So it says tidy Todd's room. I don't want to do that first. I want to kind of see what else I can do. Can I go in that room? I can't go in that room. Because again, the more you explore, it's worth kind of going off It's worth kind of going, I'll tidy Alice's room as well. And then I guess that's Alice's room then, and this is the bathroom. So let's go into the bathroom. It's worth going a bit off script, as far as your AI will allow you, because you find extra stuff, guys. So shampoos. It might get a little bit laggy here and there. We might actually experience some freezes as well during action scenes. I hope not. I couldn't really do much with the settings to stop that from happening, but if that happens, we can just kind of like restart. So just to kind of like give you a heads up on that if there is any scenes like that used. So look at me being a good android. I wasn't even asked to clean the bathroom. My AI said, yeah, you can clean up that mess. Alice, go for it. You're allowed that kind of autonomy if it's going to make things cleaner. Got quite a nice tiled floor. I quite like that. Is it linoleum actually? Maybe it's linoleum. Nothing wrong with linoleum. You know, it can be a good option in certain situations. It's better than my carpet on my floor in my bathroom, which again was meant to be temporary. It's just kind of like lives there now. I feel like carpets on a bathroom floor is a very British thing. And it is gross. I would rather have a tile floor, but then I'm like, well, if I'm going to tile the floor, I should probably get a new bathroom. And it just has this knock-on effect, and then I don't end up doing any of it. So this is Alice's room. We love Alice. Let's have a look at this music box. Just take it. Just grab it and run. Yeet out the window. I can hear my son. Okay, interesting. I hope you can hear everything okay. I hope the audio is okay. Ventilate, left trigger. Wait, left trigger. There we go, wrong button. I'm going to be so bad at the quick times, I swear. I'm really actually very, very nervous about it. Escape route unlocked. Ooh, often beneficial. So again, like I say, it's definitely worth taking a bit of a sneaky look around. I kind of want to look in the den. That's so cute. Like, obviously this is her little escape. I bet she spends a lot of time in a room. I bet the only reason she was downstairs was because she wanted to keep an eye on Kara. I bet she'd normally spend time in a room. So we tidied Alice's room. I'm just actually going to pause for a second. My son's downstairs playing games and he's getting a little bit loud. I'm going to shut the door. Okay, I can still kind of keep checking on him and he can send me a message or knock on if he needs me. So it will be fine. He's old enough to be okay down there. Not neglecting. Right, sorry, let's keep going. Like I say, do just check on him and make sure he's all right. Let's see, let's keep going. You know, definitely not an appropriate game for my my kid to play. What's that down there? Left button? She's been drawing on the wall. Oh my goodness, I hope that Todd doesn't know about that because I can't imagine he'd react well to it. But look what she's drawing as well. She's drawing like a pretty house with flowers, the sun. She's climbing up and taking a piece of the sun. Like, oh, there's two suns as well. Like, she's just drawing a nicer place when her place is not making her happy, you know? God, it's such a sad, but like, you're all like, why are you playing it? Because it provokes. It makes you feel more human, right? It makes you feel more human to feel these things. Because I don't think like, perma happiness is necessarily. I don't think being happy all the time makes you human, you know?
First up, basketball.
So again, basketball's considering Android players now. What else do we have? Kids program. I don't know, it's taking its time, let's skip. There you go. What did I tell you? Unemployment at all-time high.
According to the Department of Labor, bringing the unemployment figure
figure up to
37%. And so in the UK,
President Warren spoke today at the opening of a new CyberLife plant near Milwaukee. At the event, the president again praised CyberLife's role in the exceptional performance of the U.S. economy.
ooh, okay. So the president's saying, so CyberLife, who's making all these androids that are taking people's jobs, the president's like, hey, congratulations for being so good at like bumping up our economy. But even though the economy's doing really well, unemployment's very high, and there's a lot of people who are not seeing the benefit of a good economy, right? It's the haves and have-nots, right? All the presidents are like, you know, you're doing a great job. Like, it's like big business and politics being like this, and the little guy suffering. Like, very, very, again, tapping into that like late stage capitalism. Oh, it's so much. It's just so much. And then in the UK this week, actually, there's been, I think they're doing a trial on universal basic income. So again, it's like, well, what are you going to do if the robots take all the humans' jobs? What are you going to do? Like, so I like the idea, and I do envision that that's the way, the way we're going to start to live more and more, at least in, you know, advanced countries, technologically advanced countries. I think we're going to see more unemployment, more robots doing service jobs, universal basic income, and hopefully that would actually create more free time. And if you go and look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right, once your base needs are met, once you have kind of like, you know, I'm looked after, you know, I'm provided for, then you actually have self-actualization. So this could potentially be really good for humanity. But I've definitely seen people who are very, very worried, and I it's one of those things, it's like it could go multiple ways, right? It could be really good for us, it could be really bad for us. We'll see. I think hopefully people will just be decent human beings to each other. What is this? Medication warning, antidepressant, risk of behavioural disorders. So there you go as well. He's got a gun. That is a significant discovery, and it will change the outcome. Yeah, so he again, sympathy for the devil here, but Todd is on medication for depression, which causes behavioural problems, and on top of that, he's dealing with a red ice addiction. Todd needs help. He's a single dad. His wife is gone, we don't know why, maybe because he's not doing well. But you'd think the wife would take the kid, right? So, also that tote thing, the red one, it has a face. even the boxes are alive. Even the boxes have sentience. God, there's so much in here. So I don't know. You know, maybe he had dreams of being a musician, but now he's getting old and his dreams have just gone down the pipe. He's unemployed. His story is a sad story. Even, you know, and you can't just say he's a bad person, like, F him. I mean, you can. I don't know. Empathy is important, I think, as a human being. But maybe let's change, blah, 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 okay? And this is the thing as well, you can't just say, because such a huge part, so many people experience these kind of topics, so addiction, you know, even if they don't experience them directly themselves, you know, someone in the family might have them. This is a very real experience for people to be dealing with difficult family members, or you know, running into these kind of issues. So this game is reflective of real experiences. You know, we don't all live a dream life. We don't. We're not all in Barbie's dream house. Driverless vehicles make life that is a very interesting topic. So there is a game out there, and the game is basically, you have created a driverless car, right? And you have to program it to make life and death decisions. And it's like, so you'll be going down the road and it'll say, right, your brakes don't work. Do you go left or right? Left, there's a puppy in the road. Right, there's a child in the road, right? Most people say, oh, it's really sad, but take out the puppy. I don't know. Some of you are like, get rid of the child, keep the puppy. But it's like, you know, and then it's like, okay, you're going down the road, there's a child and there's an 80-year-old grandma with leukemia. And it's like, well, the child has a better chance of a long quality life, you know, there's potential. The elderly lady, like they're at the end of their life, they're dying anyway. Right, so some of the choices are easier than others, but then the more you progress, the harder it gets. And then it's like, but this person's a doctor, they're medically trained, this person's educated, this person's not educated. What about 3 children versus a doctor? And it's like, it gets like more and more and more complicated, and it does question, it's scary, it's scary. So yeah, again, just there's so many levels to this game. When a driverless vehicle forces an accident, the car's computer makes life or death decisions, for example, deciding which of 2 pedestrians to hit. But the exact process by which cars make these decisions is not very well understood. Martin Forlonger, Crown Cars, tries to clarify. In these situations, the car's imaging system gathers data to determine the pedestrian's age, gender, life expectancy, etc. in the blink of an eye. This data is passed on to the public record to determine marital status, employment record, life expectancy, and whether they have children. The car then assigns a value to each possible victim. It's making me want to cry. Based on the criteria of their contribution to society, we put a premium on lives that will save other lives, like doctors and nurses. So I don't know for a fact how they code real life cars, but all this may sound very reasonable, does it? But Felix Gamble, head of the AAL, says the system has no right to make such judgments. Somebody with a criminal record is not necessarily less valuable to society than a doctor. I mean, that is definitely something debatable, right? But interesting. I mean, you don't know. Like, what if that person with a criminal record goes on to turn their life around and invent life-saving equipment? You don't know the future potential of someone, right? You've got expectancy and probability, but that's not a guarantee. Like, we can't see the future. That kind of information is irrelevant to the sanctity of human life. But Forlong dismisses such claims. We want our cars to make the best possible choices, and that means acting on the basis of all the information they can gather. The more, the better. And is there something scary about if a human is in an accident and you have a split decision to go left or right? Like, that's very different. That's instinctive, right? Programming that, 1 could be better, but 2 is scarier. Like I say, this game just, every detail in it just makes my mind go okay, what else do we do in here? So what's down there? Wait, we've read that. What's the other thing? Tidy. So this is like his music, his albums. I think Todd is I think there's probably a lot of Todds in this world. I think this is going to be a very common story, sadly, in the world of this game, and in the real world too, right? Desperate people make desperate choices. And ultimately, it's up to the lawmakers, the politicians, right? the people who are in charge of society to look at these things that are happening and say, it's my job to put some kind of provision in place to help people like this, because it's kind of like a duty of care thing, right? And a lot of people, I think a lot of people get into politics to do good, but get caught up in the spin and the money and the, you know, I don't know. I didn't actually see what that was then, by the way, guys. So we can ventilate as well. I definitely think ventilating this place is a good idea. Okay, you can see my reaction times, so this is not going to be good for us. Okay, let's keep going. So what mess? I thought we've got everything in here. Oh, there's stuff over there, like. Okay, I promise we will wrap up this video soon. All the little bottles, right? Alcohol. Honestly, she's just looking around the place though. Okay, done. Job's a good one. Right, there's something. Talk to Alice. Oh,
Watch it.
he just shoves her out of the way. Ooh, we can use that room. We can use that. We can go in there now. Up and round. There we go. Mmm. Smells like Todd Spirit. Her face when she came out, she was like, okay, sorry I made you do that optional task. Can I not go back downstairs yet? Is that not a thing? What am I meant to do now? Where is Alice? Is she back in her room? Oh, she's rolling. See, rolling around the floor. Second she hears the door open, she skedaddles and hides. Not a good sign.
Alice in Wonderland. Of course.
She's very uncanny valley. It's something about a mouth and a smile that, like, Cara freaks me out a little bit. Like, when she smiles, it's very, like... I don't know, it's kind of creepy. Anything else that we can do before we... Put something up there. So she's named after Alice in Wonderland.
Seems you like reading.
Not got much else to do. Escape into her imagination, can't blame her. Right, let's talk to Alice. Okay, sorry, I thought it was just gonna be... Sorry about the book. Friendly.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again. What about your mother? Will she be home soon?
Oh, oops. Broke her. I broke Alice's interests.
You should tell me about yourself. What you like to do, where you like to go, your favorite foods. That would really help me. Your father said you chose my name. Cara, it's nice. How did you choose it?
I thought she was gonna hug her and cry. She gave us the key for the jewelry box, I think. She trusts us. Okay. You can't keep stepping over that book. It's time for new instructions. Do I have to? Checking time. Oh, it's a mole, look. It's got 4-leaf clover. So 4-leaf clover's for like look, right? So maybe that's something a mum pressed for her. See what I mean? They weren't always... I mean, you don't know, a picture can lie, right? The mum looked happy in that picture, at least. Cara's memories. Oh no. That is not a good picture. I mean, children draw all sorts of stuff, and sometimes, like, again, I used to work in a school for a while, and the kids can get really dark, like, and this is like a young kids school, and it's just because they watch stuff online, like, they're all into things like Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, stuff they probably shouldn't be watching. But it's that curiosity, it's the curiosity about the darkness with kids. So you can't necessarily take a kid's picture at face value. You can't be like, oh, the kid drew a picture of something dark. Clearly there's something awful going on in their lives. It might just be something, I don't know, that they're, because a lot of the time when kids draw something, it's because they're working through something in their mind, right? It's like they're curious about it, they're figuring that thing out. So again, this is why it's actually good to allow children access to more difficult themes. This is why kids' books are horribly dark. I mean, look, Alice in Wonderland is so disturbing. Yeah, because it does give them a chance to oh, this is what happened to us. Alice is like, no, stop. Oh my god, he pulled our head off? And he pulled her arm off. I see. I was kind of half joking when I said about losing her legs, but maybe. So there you go. Alice is telling us what she couldn't tell us, and this is why she's got that selective mutism. This is why she's so traumatized, because how do you tell her? I love you. I trust you, or I trusted you. I trusted you, and Dad broke you, right? And I didn't know what was going to happen, and now you're back. How do I warn you without being able to tell you this thing that is so hard to tell you? And that's how she told her. And then Dad's probably not even interested in the drawings or looking in that box. Can we take the key again? Okay. So we are not safe is what we, and if we're not safe, is Alice safe? And again, as much, I get sympathy and empathy confused. I know one's personal experience and one is like projected.
What are you doing?
I'm playing.
As much compassion as I can have for him, there is a line to acceptance of
Dad's a
behaviour,
low
right?
life. Huh? Fucking loser.
That's self
Can't get a
hatred
job,
as well, and the
take care of his
projection of
family.
it.
Don't you think I tried to make things work? But whatever I do, when someone comes along, they just fuck it all up! I know what you think of me. You hate me. You hate me, don't you? Say it! You hate me!
Poor little face.
What am I doing?
And then the hatred of himself immediately. I mean, it doesn't excuse it, right?
I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And the fear that he must
You know I
have,
love
the
you,
fear
don't
he
you?
must have of like losing her.
You know I love you.
And not being able to, you know, he knows he's a monster. He sees himself, and he can't stop himself. Like, God, the pain of that storyline on everyone's side, right? And again, like, Alice can't be there. Alice can't be in that environment with that man. You know, if this was like a social services thing, you'd be like, she'd be better off with an android. You know, and that's scary, isn't it? Yeah, she wouldn't. It's not a safe environment for that child, and that must be such a big fear to be like. And no wonder he hates himself, right? His wife has left. His kid hates him. He can't do anything right. He knows he's a monster. Like, I feel like Todd's story is one of the most misunderstood stories of the game, because a lot of people just take it as he's a bad person, fuck him. And which is right? That is the surface level reading of that. Absolutely, get Alice out of there. Todd can do whatever Todd wants to do to himself. But the greater story and the backstory and the greater understanding of that is the pain of that man, and the fact that nothing he's doing is helping, you know, and it's so easy to say, just stop doing drugs, pay your bills, stop doing drugs. But humans don't work like that, right? Because especially when you've got depression or, you know, behavioural issues, it's just not that easy to do that. So, and again, that's the brilliance of the story writing of this game, to have a character like Todd and not make him one-dimensional, just not make him, here's the bad guy, go ahead and hate him, but to be like, when you actually look at the detail and you look at everything that story is telling you and the whole context of it, Todd's a victim too. And again, that's not me excusing the abuser. There's a difference between understanding and excusing, I think. And I think if there was I think if the circumstances were different around him, if he had the help that he needed, more than just the doctor doling out drugs, right? Because that just teaches him drugs fix me, and they don't. You know, if he had proper mental health support, if he had perhaps like a sponsor, perhaps, you know, like an AA type sponsor, if he had social services coming around, you know, keeping a tab on him, if he had proper medical support to get him back into health, if he had a job, if he felt like he was a worthy human being who could contribute to society and provide for his family, and he could deal with the, you know, the mental health side of like his own internalized self-hatred and feelings of being inadequate, and to be told that you're the man, you're the provider, and not be able to fulfill that role because of societal issues. Todd's story is a victim story. It's the Frankenstein story, right? It's the society has created a monster, and we're to blame. We're society, we're to blame for that monster, and that's the scary thing. And people don't want to see it. People don't want to see that, right? People just say it's Todd's fault. He should have known better. And that's not how humans work. It's not. That's a fairy story, right? God, that's such a sad story. Oh, that scene kills me. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because I think that's that's enough. For one video. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're getting as much out of this as I am. Again, it's incredibly, it's difficult subject matter to deal with. You've got to be in the right place to be able to be open to engaging in it. It's kind of like when I was at uni and I was studying Shakespeare can be so dark, right? It's like, it's a lot. Shakespeare and, you know, some things from the classical literature that I was engaging with as well that was ruthless, right? Like when you're dealing with that kind of like literature and subject matter of like, this is like humans being horrible to each other and here's why. You know, I remember Game of Thrones was out and everyone was watching Game of Thrones and saying how good it was, and I really felt like I was missing out. But I knew that my ability to emotionally cope with the subject matter of my course, I knew that I wasn't in the right place to be able to kind of like engage with Game of Thrones as well. So I kind of finished my course and kind of like, you know, worked through what I was working through from that, and then watched Game of Thrones, and then it was like that was the thing that was kind of making me go so like, yeah, I think again it's because it provokes stuff, right? Because it touches parts of ourselves, games and media and things like that deal with these issues that are so heavy. They touch us, they touch our shadow, right? If you want to kind of look at Carl Jung and the shadow, they touch into the scary parts of our psyche that we don't want to admit are there, or that we don't want to look at, or that we push away, and then to look at them under a microscope, under a lens, and do that. It's like this interesting back and forth between the media that you're consuming and you as a human being the consumer. You know, like the impact that media is having on you and your psyche and your idea of what's right and what's wrong, and your idea of like who you are as a person, as a kind of extension of those challenges to your morals. And some people can get more fixed. Some people can be like, I'm not open to, you know, I know some people are very, I know what's right and what's wrong. I have those boundaries very clear in my mind, which is fine. But I think when those boundaries are challenged, when those boundaries are, when you kind of have that kind of, like, is it like Sophocles? I get the two mixed up. That kind of like, that method of kind of like, ask more questions, and that starts to challenge your very fixed viewpoints. Again, some people are not open to that. But when that happens and you start to look at all those grey areas, and it's just so engaging. I would have loved to have done philosophy. I did modules of philosophy in my course, and again you run into those kind of questions. This is the rule, do you agree with it, do you disagree? And the more like other examples that you compare and contrast it to, and the more you listen to like different theories around it, you're like, there's no right and wrong, like everything is open to debate. You know, like what, and then where do you draw the line? The line's been rubbed out, where do you draw it back in again? And I think what happens is we're busy people, right? We don't have time to stop and think about things on a philosophical level when we're going about our daily lives. So when something challenges these ideas, you do need the time and space to think about it. And so humans tend to want things you want that surface level, right? You want the news to tell you what to think. You want a celebrity to tell you what to think. You know, you want to be presented with very, very simplified options of like, quick decision, is this right, is this right? Who, you know, is Todd an evil person? Yes, clearly he's an evil person, look at what he's doing. But then when you break it down and you start to ask questions and you go deep and you peel back those layers of the onion, right? And you get to the core of a matter and you have all this, it's like something just expands outwards, right? It's like you have the headline, and then you have the essay, and when you get into the essay, it's a lot for a brain to handle. There's a lot of like contrast, there's a lot of like polar things, and it's just, the more complicated it gets, the more people are like, no, I need a simple answer. And that's the thing, and that's why I think politicians, you know, the bad ones, they get away with doing bad things because, you know, they put a spin on it, they give us a headline, they tell us what to think, they make it really simple, this or that. That's clearly the bad answer. If you choose that, you're clearly a bad person. When actually that oversimplification is where the devil hides, right? Because then they can push things through, and who's going to object to that, you know? Where actually when you pull it apart and you break it down, there's a lot of things to object to. You know, it's not a simple yes or no, it's let's look at the details, let's look at the facts, let's look at the multiple ways that we could do this. But they don't want you to look at the multiple ways to do it, they just want a quick yes or no. So what's that phrase, the lowest common denominator in politics, right? It's like, make it simple, make it easily understood by everybody, and you know, you can push it through. Demonize the other, there you go, bingo bango, you've got everybody to vote for a monster, you know, the monsters that are in control. And that's to say, not everybody, right? Not all politicians are monsters. But yeah, I think that is definitely where yeah, I don't know. there's a lot. This game it appeals to me. Again, I really like intellectual discourse. I like philosophical discussions. I like looking at the grey areas, and this game gives that to me, and it gives it to me in buckets. So again, like, massive credit to David Cage, who's the writer of it. And everybody who worked on this game I swear, it's like a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece of humanity, humanity's expression, and what it is to be human. You know, how some androids are more human than some of the humans, you know, and like, what is humanity? Define humanity. Is humanity Todd? Is humanity the guy in the street who's angry and having an emotional reaction to something? Or is the human the one that has empathy? Is the human the one that chooses good over bad? Or is the human the one that chooses bad over good? What is human? Like, define human. You know, and it's like, the more messy the androids get, the more human they feel, which is very interesting. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you're enjoying this series. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. I'm going to go and check on my kid, and maybe this is a sign to me as well to stop playing computer games and finish cleaning. I don't want to, it makes me depressed. Alright, I'm going to go. Love to your faces, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.